What we witnessed on the night Taylor Townsend stepped on court against world number 5 Miira Andreeva was nothing short of breathtaking. Tennis fans came into this match expecting the young Russian prodigy, the player many believe is the future of the sport, to continue her dominant US Open run. But what unfolded under the bright New York lights was a story of resilience, frustration, and a dramatic unraveling that left the stadium buzzing long after the final point. The match began with Andreeva, as usual, playing with that smooth baseline rhythm she's known for. She had the crowd believing she was going to control proceedings from the very start. Her footwork looked sharp, her ground strokes deep and penetrating, and her composure intact. But across the net, Townsend had other plans. From the opening games, you could sense something special brewing. Townsend wasn't here just to rally. She wasn't here to be a stepping stone in Andreeva's story. She came out with firepower, charging the net, cutting points short, forcing Andreeva into uncomfortable positions she rarely finds herself in. Every volley, every drop shot, every smash screamed, "I'm here to win this." The first set was tense, nail-biting, with both players trading early breaks. Andreeva fought hard, but there was something off, little signs of frustration creeping in. When Townsend delivered a 109-mile-per-hour unreturned serve to close the first set 7-5, the expression on Andreeva's face told the story. She shook her head, muttered to herself, and walked to her bench almost in disbelief. The young prodigy wasn't used to being bullied around the court like this. And that's when the emotions began to spill over. The second set started with Andreeva doing what champions do. She regrouped. She broke early, sprinting to a 2-0 lead. The crowd thought maybe this is the reset she needed. Maybe the young star was about to flip the script and show Townsend who was boss. But then, the collapse came. Townsend dug deep, and with the momentum of a seasoned fighter, she reeled off 6 straight games. 6 in a row. It wasn't just winning points, it was a demolition. Point after point, Townsend was fearless at the net, taking time away from Andreeva, suffocating her game plan. The variety, the angles, the sheer bravery of her tennis had the fans on their feet. Meanwhile, Andreeva's frustration boiled over. She slammed balls into the court, gestured in anger, and wore the look of a player completely rattled. Her body language screamed defeat long before the match was over. The unforced errors piled up. Her winners? Just 6 across 2 sets. That number alone tells you how much Townsend controlled this match. And when the final point was played, when Townsend sealed it 7-5, 6-2, she threw her arms in the air with the kind of emotion that tells you this wasn't just another victory. This was a statement. After the match, Townsend's words struck deep. She said, "It's bigger than me. It's about the message, it's about the representation, it's about being bold and being able to show up as yourself." That wasn't just a win. That was a declaration, to her critics, to her supporters, and to the tennis world that has often underestimated her. Think about the context. Just days ago, Townsend had a fiery exchange with Yelena Ostapenko. She was called names, accused of lacking class and education. Many wondered how she would handle the spotlight, whether the drama would weigh her down. Instead, she used that moment as fuel. She turned the negativity into power and stepped back on court to take down a top 5 seed. That is the definition of resilience. For Andreeva, this was more than just a loss. It was a humbling experience. The teenager, who has been hyped as the future of women's tennis, was left with the harsh reality that no matter how talented you are, pressure and frustration can break you if you're not ready. Andreeva's meltdown will be talked about for weeks. The way her composure unraveled, the way she had no answers to Townsend's variety. It was a learning moment, but also a painful one. The fans in New York witnessed not just a match, but a clash of personalities. On one side, a young star still finding her way under the immense weight of expectation. On the other, a seasoned warrior with something to prove, feeding off the energy of a crowd that loves an underdog story. And make no mistake, this was an underdog story for the ages. Townsend's stats were nothing short of brilliant. 23 winners, 21 of 29 net points won. She imposed her game, and she did it with confidence. For her, this is the best US Open run since 2019, when she last reached the 4th round. Now, she's back in that same position, older, wiser, stronger, and hungrier than ever. Next up for Townsend is Barbara Krejcikova, another dangerous opponent. But if this performance is anything to go by, Townsend is ready for anyone. The question is, how far can this run go? Could this be the fairy tale comeback the US Open loves to deliver? As for Andreeva, the cameras caught her walking off the court with her head down, clearly devastated. You could feel the weight of the loss. For someone so young, these moments cut deep. The frustration she showed on court wasn't just about losing points. It was about losing control, something she prides herself on. She will learn, she will grow, but this night will haunt her for a while. At the end of the day, the story belongs to Taylor Townsend, a woman who's been doubted, dismissed, and told she didn't belong at the top. Yet here she is, knocking out one of the biggest rising stars in the game, silencing critics, and reminding the world that belief, passion, and courage can topple any giant. The stadium roared for her. The fans stood for her. And the tennis world is now paying attention, because Taylor Townsend didn't just win a match. She shook up the US Open. She made headlines, and she gave us one of the most emotional, dramatic nights of the tournament so far. And the image that will linger in everyone's minds? Miira Andreeva, the prodigy, looking lost and broken, while Taylor Townsend stood tall, triumphant, and unshakable. This wasn't just tennis. This was a story of frustration meeting fearlessness, a story of a spirit broken and another spirit soaring. And that's why fans will be talking about this upset for years to come.